You're already chatting with the AI to write your email, maybe your social media post, right? But you're still sitting there spending all of your day back and forth talking to the AI, doing all the work yourself. And basically, you cannot even get a second off of this computer because you need to be involved.
Now imagine AI doesn't actually just chat with you, it works for you. And that's what we do all the time with automation, and I love it. Now AI that runs itself on a schedule and things get done even when you're out showing houses, even when you're sleeping, even when you're with your kids, whatever it is that you're doing on a Tuesday afternoon, things are still working because your computer is working. And that's what I love about AI. And the difference in this video is a specific type of AI that we love using all the time, which is Claude Code. Don't be scared. I'm not a coder. I was not a coder, but I use it all the time, especially in my real estate business. And here's the best part. You don't actually have to write the code at all. I don't know the codes, and it's okay with us.
And let's talk about the difference between chatting with AI and having AI actually work for you. And that's what we wanted to talk about. Most of us basically definitely include ourselves, started with AI by just typing into the box or asking question to give you an answer. Maybe you say, write me a listing description for 4-bedroom house, and it gives you one. And this is basically a super smart assistant. That's what we wanted to talk about, to go into that nitty-bitty and see how we can optimize our time and still stay on the top in our market that we are practicing real estate.
Now, it might be working with you, but you're still the engine driving in that situation, right? It gave you a listing description, you're copying and pasting, and it's only working there when you're typing away. The moment you close your laptop and you're not asking a question, you're not getting the answer to the questions because you're not doing anything. Whereas Claude Code is completely different. I have so many automations running for my business all the time. It's not just a smart assistant, it's driving the car for many portions of it. And if something messes up, I have to go fix it, and that's okay with me too sometimes, depending on what it is. There are certain things that I won't let it do. But imagine you give it a whole set of instructions, including fair housing violations, and not just a single question. Then you go off and do whatever it is you're going to do, and you come back. And it's honestly what we're filming this video. I have a listing launch going on, and in that listing launch, it's coming up with video, it's coming up with social media, it's posting my social media for that specific listing. And after it already gave me the listing description as well, and I optimize that listing description based on what my voice, of course, and other things that I always want to make sure that my listing description get relevant for. I might have put that listing description on the MLS, but my AI is already working and doing everything else for me right now. And that's what I want you to think about too. It's not just listings, because that's just one thing, but imagine you give that set of instructions and it does the whole thing, as we were saying, and it's not you typing there on the keyboard. And that's really the fundamental difference.
Exactly. Therefore, this fundamental difference is where the Claude Code really comes in. Why? Because Claude Code is part of that artificial intelligence that we call it AI, that can basically understand a complex instructions, work with your files, and interact with the tools on your behalf. Therefore, think of it like this. Instead of just having a conversation, Claude Code can be set up to perform action for you, which is crazy amazing, no? And what we mean is you say, what can you do it on your own or on a schedule, for example. And this is where the idea of the automation, as my wife said, comes in.
Now, automation means it's happening automatically. It's not just, and it's at a set time. Like my website, it's like an alarm. It also is being updated daily because it's getting automated. And it's something I couldn't do on my own. It was too much work, but now I can have an automation that can handle it for me, which is amazing. And basically, it's just changing this house sold, this one is pending. It's just basically look at my data and updating the information accordingly. It's not just chatting back. It's actually doing work on my website, and it's doing work for you. And now you don't have to be thinking, oh no, I have to be some coder. I'm not a coder. My sister did not go to computer science class. I never took one computer science class at all in my entire life, but I can do this stuff because I can talk English to what I want. And that's the whole beauty of Claude Code, is you don't actually have to be a coder. You can just talk about things that you're looking for.
Exactly. Therefore, basically, as my wife said, you don't need to be a tech wizard or a computer and code programmer. Code is basically writing a detailed instructions for a computer in its own language, and think like a really precise recipe that, for example, when you wanted to bake or cook, but for a machine. And this is the good news. What is the good news is here?
But basically, it's really just you have to give it the recipe, whatever it is that you want it to do. If you wanted to do that listing descriptions, you have to say how you write your listing descriptions. You have to give some examples of it. And it's not just examples in the past, things that, you know, you wanted to like MapQuest or Google Maps. I'm sorry, Google Maps. I showed my age with MapQuest. Google Map it to where you can actually see some sites around you, so that could be mentioned as well. These are just some basic things that you're telling Cloud to do automatically. Or, you know, you can have Cloud, when you're getting a listing, look up things that you have to look up manually. So you can say, hey, don't forget, before we start, make sure you get me the any sort of warrant, anything that's on there. Is there any warranties? Is there any, what are the maps? What is going on? It's going to pull all the information for me. So when I am making an informed decision, not just pulling my MLS data, which I'm doing, it's pulling all the other information that I might need for me, so we can actually make an informed decision to how we're going to do a listing presentation.
Exactly. Therefore, basically, you can bed in all of the MLS data, the multi-listing data that you get from your MLS, the way that you wanted to deliver it based on your branding. Therefore, you're feeding everything that you need from that recipe to make it your own, not just the generative description that comes with like a 5-6 different paragraphs, and nobody knows what is the start and when it's going to end.
Now, these are not far off futuristic ideas. I'm just going to walk you through a couple things that Cloud Code can do. Imagine a lead comes onto your website, or they were on social media at 2 o'clock in the morning. They filled out a form. Yes, you probably have ManyChat, right? But Cloud Code can set up that ManyChat and work with that ManyChat as well in order to be getting an instantly warm based on what they're saying as well. So it's not just an auto reply anymore. It can start engaging and asking simple questions if you can connect the two dots. So when you wake up, that lead has already been engaged, and you're not rushing to respond because something was talking to them at 2 o'clock in the morning on data that you fed it. That's the really key here. It's your data, and you were sleeping.
Exactly. Now, therefore, this part actually remind me like a Doctor Strange movie, you know? Because that was the time when he started in that temple. He could sleep physically, and he was reading on his behalf. That's exactly what is happening with AI. Because even you are sleeping, even as my wife, you're with your kids, even you're doing listing presentation, even you're with the buyer spending half of your day showing houses, is still AI is working on your behalf and make your business moving forward.
Now imagine you're doing your day and your social medias are already ready. They're perfectly crafted to your brand, your local market. Cloud Code handled everything on the schedule that you gave it. And you even gave it relevant market data at a certain time, so it can make those posts and updates consistently. So if something did happen, some major change happened, you can actually make sure Cloud Code is changing things as it goes. Now let's talk about SEO and Google. I know that's a little thing we talked a little bit about.
That's your specialty.
I love it. Basically, you have to know what your keywords are. So your Cloud can pull the keywords that you care about. It's going to make sure that we're going to check for those every single day or every single week or every single month. And then you're going to shift through, instead of you shifting through the analysis, you're giving actionable recommendations based on that. So basically, if somebody is typing in, maybe the keyword is first-time home buyers in whatever city you're in, because that's what people are searching for, and that's the one you want. So basically, that's the keyword you want to go after. First-time home buyer tips in this area. Now, you've given Cloud a roadmap. What do you want to do? How are you going to get that keyword? Are we going to go for a blog? We're going to go for social media. We're going to do all of the above. That sounds amazing, because that is something you can actually make sure it's now handling while you are actually still sleeping, driving, working around, because it looked at the keywords, it knows the keywords that you want. It's not pulling the wrong state. It does that for me sometimes. I've had to tell you, I've had to fix Cloud. I'm going to tell you, nothing is perfect. A couple times I've had Cloud tell the wrong state in my social media. I'm like, nope, we have to delete those, delete. I catch it, you have to patch it, and then you have to go back and make sure hey, don't mention the wrong state, we're sticking here. But basically, that's basically doing the hard work for me, and it's getting better over time. I see less of that. I saw it once last week. I don't expect to see it again, but if there's some code, I'm gonna have to go back and say, hey, we need to harden it up. It will harden it up for me. which is great. I don't have to say, hey, da da da, look at all these code. I couldn't understand the code, but it can find the code and say, oh, we forgot to do this.
Exactly. Therefore, one of the actually advantage of all this work is that consistency. No?
Yeah.
Because you are putting your brand out there consistent without even if you end up a whole day showing or being on a presentation and you come home like completely tired, is still your business is running. And this is kind of automation that we have it right now. We saw exactly that how is gonna, as my wife said, of course, it's a constant work, but when you build that system, it is gonna be amazing.
Right, and then we've been building our system for months because we want to work smarter, not harder. And the truth is, you don't need a bunch of virtual assistants anymore. We used to have some amazing virtual assistants, and they were great people to talk to them. We have none because now I have AI doing everything that I've had going for them, which is, it's sad, but they were great. But if AI can do it faster, then why am I not doing AI? And then we'll find something else for people to do as well. But make sure you're looking at the engine, looking at what AI can do in the driver's seat, what you have to do in the driver's seat. With you at the keyboard, you are not writing a code. I don't know how to code, but I love cloud code.
Exactly. And that's where it comes from. It stopped really being an engine and basically letting AI to be driving on a schedule without you on the keyboard all the time, without you needing to write a single line of the code. And we are so excited that we can really share with you all these insight and also a struggle and things that we are daily, me and my wife, going through that helps you to use this experience, use these tools that level up your business.
So we can't wait to talk to you. I love talking about cloud. I love talking about coding. I love talking about AI. And if this is something that interests you, please don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel because that's what I really focus on talking about all the time.